Hey, just a little added. Someone asked about number 19 right towards the end of class. And I told them I would make a quick video of that. So 19, we're dividing decimals. It is 53 and 7/10 divided by 23 thousandths. Okay, so again, what do we do? The first number is the number that goes inside the box. And the second number goes outside the box. And when you're writing that, all of a sudden you start hearing that sound, right? The math police coming to get us, right? How do we avoid the math police? Well, you just obey the law, right? The math law says do not divide with a decimal outside the box. You're not allowed, right? You have to get rid of that decimal outside the box before you proceed, right? Just like you look both ways before you cross the street. We do not want to divide with the decimal outside the box, so we're going to get rid of it. Now, no, you can't erase it, right? We have to move it over to the right. And if it's over to the right, we don't need it. Remember, $5, right, is the same as $5. You don't need a decimal to the right, right, if you don't want it. So I moved it over 3 spots here. And the key is to remember, if I move it over 3 spots outside the box, I move it over 3 spots inside the box. If I move it over 1 spot outside, it's 1 spot inside. Whatever happens outside has to happen inside. So I'm going to go 3 spots inside. 1, 2, 3. And you say, well, what happens here? Well, that looks like an egg carton, doesn't it? Fill in the egg carton. Now, if you were in class, I would say, raise your hand if you're smart. And then I'd pick someone who didn't raise their hand. And I'd say, if you were smart, what would you do right here? And hopefully you'd look at that problem and say, ooh, that's ugly, that's scary, that's confusing. I'd rewrite the problem. All right? I'm not going to divide with 6 scoops and 4 decimals. I rewrite the problem. And when you rewrite the problem, you get 23 into 53700, so 5,300. And then you start dividing. Now, I know that 23 goes into 53 twice because that's going to be 46, right? 2 times 3 is 46. And I subtract, I get a 7. What do I do now? Bring down that next number. And then I'm going 2 times 23. Whoops. It's 23 into 77. That's going to go 3 times. And 2 times 20 or 3 times 23 is 69. When I subtract, I get an 8. What do I do now? Bring down that next number, right? And how many times does 23 go into 80? Well, not quite 4. It's going to be 3 again. I'm going to start writing small because I can already tell I'm running out of room here. I got 11. What do? Bring down the next number. Now, 5 times 23 is going to be a little bit too much. Okay, so I'm going to go 4. And 4 times 23 is 92. And when I subtract, I get 18. What do I do now? Well, now I'm going to add a decimal and bring it up and add a 0 and bring it down. Now, 180, that's a whole bunch of times. I think that's going to be 8. I'm going to go over here and write 8 times 23 and see what I get. 184, that's too much, so it's going to be 7. Okay, so I'm going 7 up here. And then when I do that, I get 180 minus 161. And I'm sort of writing off to the side here because I didn't give myself enough room. What am I going to do now? I'm going to add another 0, bring it down. Okay, 190. Now, 190, 184 fits, huh? So I'm going to say 8 times here. That's 184, and when I subtract, I get a 6. If I add another 0 now and bring it down, it's only going to be 2 times. So I'm going to round, right? Since that's only going to be a 2 over here, I'm going to round this answer to 2, 3, 3, 4, and 7/800ths. And since I rounded, instead of using an equal sign, I'm going to use that little squiggly line. That means about, and that signifies that I rounded. And when I double check my answer, that's what they got. 2, 3, 3, 4, and 7/800ths. Okay? All right. Hopefully that helps. If you have any other questions, shoot me an email, or if you hurry, I'll be here for another 28 minutes. Okay? All right.